By the time this reading vlog is over, I will have read 200 books so far in 2024. Hey everyone, it's Rose and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to try and hit my reading goal of reading 200 books in the year. So we're in the last couple months of 2024 and I'm currently sitting at 194 out of 200 books read. Now of course I want to get to that 200 mark, and ideally I'd love to get to it way before the end of the year so that I can just chill out. So that's what this video is, a spoiler-free reading vlog. We're going to read 6 books to get that number up to 200, and of course I had to bring you guys along with me. So the first book is one off of my November TBR. I'm gonna try and stick to that, but it might go a little bit off the rails as we get on into the video. This is a thriller. It is called The Therapist by B.A. Paris. I know nothing about it. I always go into thrillers blind, unless like checking content warnings and stuff like that, but I don't even read the blurb sometimes. I assume there's a therapist involved and that is literally it. I have a free evening now. It is 20 past 8, so a good couple hours to get a chunk of reading done, and I will keep you updated. Like I said, spoiler free for the whole video, so don't worry, I'm not going to give anything away. So I forgot to update you guys because I literally read this book in one sitting. It is the next day, and yesterday I binged the entirety of The Therapist by B.A. Paris. Best way to spend my evening, let me tell you. So I rated this book 4 stars. It was so twisty, so turny. I adored how I kept thinking that I'd guess the plot twists and then it wouldn't happen, and I'd be like, okay, I figured it out this time. It would be that, I figured it out this time. It was not what I guessed. And let me tell you, not what I guessed, but it all made sense. I loved that it wasn't, I couldn't have guessed it because it was really unrealistic. Like, it all added up. How did I not see the signs? I don't know, but I loved it, and I love when a thriller book can shock me like that. So 4 stars. And that means we are 1 book closer. We're now at 195 books read, and book 2 is going to be Juniper Hill by Devney Perry. This is also on my November TBR, so we're not straying from that just yet. This is a small town romance, the second book in the Eden series. I recently read Indigo Ridge and I really liked it. I rated it 4 stars, and then someone on my TikTok commented and said this one was really good too. I've just started it. I'm on chapter 3, so not made much progress at all. This is a single mum and she's moving to a small town. I think she used to be really rich, but her parents have cut her off, or like she's left, and she's trying to make it on her own. And she's moved in to the grumpy, not technically boss, but kind of boss, his like little side apartment thing. And I think it's really clear that those two are going to be the love interests. Yeah, nothing's really happened yet because I'm literally 35 pages in, but that is going to be the second book I read in this video. And I have a little bit of time now, so I might get some reading in, and then we'll just see where it goes from there. Good morning. I am about 100 pages in to Juniper Hill by Devney Perry. I'm liking it so far. It is really sweet. They're just building a friendship because she's really struggling with her baby who has, is it colic, where they cough and cry all the time? So she's like up every night and he hears it from his window being open, so he just comes around every night and like helps her with her kid, because sometimes baby just needs a new set of hands to cuddle. And it is just so sweet. There's no like romance, which I really like when we don't just jump to that. I really like that they're building this friendship and it's really cute. I ended up finishing Juniper Hill by Devney Perry and I rated this book 4 stars. I loved it. It was one of the most sweet, wholesome relationships I've ever read about. I love that it was first built on a foundation of friendship and trust and him helping her when she needed it. And I love that he not only fell in love with her, but he fell in love with her baby boy and they became a family together. I would definitely recommend this series. Of what I've read so far, I've only read the first 2, but I recommend them both. They are interconnected standalones, but I would definitely recommend you read them in order because you get little cameos of the family from the first one and it is so sweet. So that means we're now on 196, so 2 down in this video, 4 more to go. Next book I'm going to pick up is one of my anticipated releases. We have The Gathering by CJ Tudor. Now what I'm slowly figuring out with CJ Tudor is it's more horror than thriller. because reading the synopsis of this, I think I'm gonna go into it knowing it's gonna be scary, whereas with The Drift I read recently, I thought it was just gonna be a normal thriller, and then it got so like horrific because it was horror and I didn't realise. But as you can see here, it says, welcome to Dead Heart, Alaska, population 673 living. Ew. In a small Alaskan town, a boy is found with his throat ripped out and the blood drained from his body. The brutality of the murder chillingly echoes a killing from 25 years ago. Out-of-state detective Barbara Atkins is brought in to assist the sheriff Jensen Tucker, who investigated the original case. However, the inhabitants of Dead Heart believe they know who is responsible. One of the nearby vampire... Okay, it's not spelt like vampire. I'll put up here how it's spelt. I'm assuming that this is a supernatural book then. Vampire colony who live in an old mining settlement deep into the mountains. Barbara is under pressure to authorize a cull of the entire colony, but the evidence doesn't stack up. People are lying, and the more Barbara and Tucker delve into Dead Heart's history, the darker the secrets they uncover. As the snow thickens and the nights grow longer, another teenager goes missing and body parts are found. Time is running out for Barbara and Tucker to find the truth. Are they hunting a cold-blooded murderer or a bloodthirsty monster, and which is more dangerous? I'm scared, but I'm going into it scared, so that will not affect my rating this time. I feel like it really did with his last couple books, but now I know that I'm getting into horror. I don't even want to say I'll enjoy it because I'm gonna be freaked out, but at least I know I'm gonna be freaked out, you know? I've got quite a few updates for you guys because I haven't updated you in a while. I'm sorry. So, finished The Gathering by CJ Tudor. I ended up rating this one 3 stars because I did like a lot of it. I'm glad I went into CJ Tudor's book this time around knowing it was horror. So like I wasn't surprised when vampires were real and just normalized. That's the whole point of this book. It wasn't anything amazing to me, but I did enjoy it and I can't fault it. It's going to be a 5-star for a lot of people, but it's just not my thing really. But if you are a horror reader, especially if you like vampires, read this book. It is really, really gonna hit for you guys, I think. So that brings us to 197. Now, I have actually read a whole another book that I haven't told you guys about, honestly, because I didn't think I would finish it before I finished this video. I thought it would be over the 200 mark, but it got really good and I got really invested, and that book is Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas. I filmed a whole reading vlog just for this book, which is why I didn't update you guys, because I thought I'm filming a whole video for it and also I'm taking it really slow. I'm not going to be done with it for a while. I hit the 200 page mark and I got obsessed. This book is so good and I'm so excited to continue, and I'm so happy that I've got so many more books to go in this journey. I've rated this book 4 stars. It was a bit slow in the beginning. I think Throne of Glass needs no introduction. It is fantasy. It's kind of got not a Hunger Games vibe. That is what I thought it was before going into it. This book is like a fight for survival in the same way as a Hunger Games vibe, but it's more games and trials, and it was really, really good. So that puts us to 198. Which means we're going to read 2 more books. I'm aware this video is going really, really fast, so I'm going to try and update you guys a bit more. I just get really into books and then I don't even put it down to film for the camera, which is not good for my booktube, but I'm going to try and get better at it. So for the book that's going to be 199, we're going to pick another book off my November TBR for once. We're sticking to a TBR somewhat, and that is Hell Breaks Loose by Derek Landy. This is the prequel to the Skullduggery Pleasant series, which needs no introduction if you are not new here. It is my favourite, I want to say favourite series ever. I started reading it as a child, I grew up with the characters, and now I'm an adult and I still look forward to those new releases. It is still ongoing and the prequel came out recently. It is just under 300 pages, I think. Oh no, it's 308, so just over. And this is a world with magic in it, so the sorcerers live for like hundreds of years. So this is like the backstory to the sorcerers that are the characters in that book, like hundreds of years ago, when they're talking about like referencing the war that happened. This is set during that war, and I think it's gonna be So cool. I'm really excited. So that is what I am going to spend my day reading. I will try and update you guys before I come back and say I've finished it, but I make no promises as usual. Swear in advance. I remember to update you guys. I'm kind of proud of myself. I am about halfway through Hell Breaks Loose. I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving seeing some of my favourite characters like hundreds of years before I met them, if that makes sense. I am missing Valkyrie, but like obviously if you've read these books, she's not introduced till the first one and she's a child in that. So she's not going to be born for hundreds of years after this. So I am missing her and I don't think this book's going to be a 5-star because of that. But like, she was never going to be in this anyway. So it's not a fault. It's just I love the sarcasm that comes from her and Skullduggery's dynamic and I feel like it's missing without her there. Very short book. It is printed so big, so it's actually going to take me like an hour to finish the rest of it, and then we'll only have one more book left and I will have reached 200 books this year. I really didn't think that was going to happen. I changed my reading goal almost immediately from 200 to 100 so I could put the pressure off at the beginning of the year, and then I hit the 100 and I upped it back to 200 and we're going to hit it again. And get down. Yeah. So I finished Hell Breaks Loose. I'm gonna give it a 4-star rating. I loved being back in this world so much. I will say I rated all the other books in the series 5 stars because I love that timeline and those plots. I don't tend to love prequels really, but like this gets a 4-star because I love all the characters. But the reason it wasn't a 5-star is just because I don't love prequels in general, so makes sense I guess. The 200th book I'm going to read this year is going to be, drumroll please, Hot House Flower by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This is the 5th book in the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. I've rated the other 4 5 stars, absolutely loved them. I've been paying this book off for a long time because every time I tried to read it, the main guy, Reich's whole personality is that he swears every other word and I just couldn't get past it. But this time round I've been reading for a while and I've gotten past it. I'm about halfway through and I am obsessed. I'm reading it so quick. I'm loving it so much. This is literally the same day that I finished this one. Like I've read this whole book today and then I'm halfway through this one. I am just, it is so good. I love it so much. This is going to be the 200th book I finish in 2024. I love the couple. I love the found family in this book. I love all the characters, all the friendship. Well, I love all the main characters. I obviously don't love the bad people, but this book is just, this whole series is like a character study on these people and their relationships and friendships and the found family aspect, and I just love it so much. So I'm gonna carry on reading. Who knows, maybe we'll finish both books today. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but we'll see. I've got about 150 pages left of Hot House Flower, the actual book, but then this one has loads of like bonus chapters. I think there's something like 50 pages of bonus chapters. Extended epilogue in Costa Rica. Then we have bonus text message threads. Oh, and then the next bit is an excerpt of the next book, so obviously I won't read that bit. But I'm just gonna sit back in bed, get this book finished, and then I'll be able to mark off my 200th book of the year, which is absolutely insane. I just finished my 200th book of the year. I'm so proud of myself. This was a 5-star. The fact that I ended like my 200th book was 5 stars is just the best ever. I loved this book with my whole heart. I'm obsessed. I love the found family. I love it so much, and I can't wait to continue with this series. Bit of a side note, I did cut my hair today if you're wondering why it looks short. But I did it. I managed to hit my reading goal of 200 books, which is crazy. I am hoping that 2025 I won't hit 200 books because I want to have more of a life. And I don't mean that in the way that people that read a lot can't have lives outside of reading. They absolutely can. However, I would love to have 2025 be the year where I'm going out more, I'm working more, I'm doing things other than reading. So this was a great goal to hit, but I don't think it's realistic to say I will hit it again next year. And I guess now we've hit it, that's all there is left to say. I had so much fun. I loved this book so much, and it was the best way to hit the 200 books. If you'd like to see more from me, please be sure to like and subscribe as I post new videos every single week. I've got some great plans for next year, and I'm excited to end the year off with some fun videos too. But that's all from me. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you all in another video. Bye!